I was born in Plaistow, and I grew up there, and I didn't actually leave until I was 33 years old when I got married. It was natural. West Ham was the local football team. If I was going to follow anybody, really, it was always going to be West Ham. I wasn't particularly interested in football, and that's from a young age. I had a cousin, Ray, who played for East Ham Boys. One day we decided we'd go and watch West Ham, and that happened to be the 2nd of September 1957. Then on March the 8th, I think, I did look these up, I decided that I'd like to go to West Ham again, so Dad gave me the money to go, and off I went, and they were playing Doncaster Rovers, and they won 8-0, and that was when I became a West Ham supporter. I changed the place that I used to go to the West Bank. It was under the main stand, and it went down. So consequently, for adults, they would actually be about up to their chest for the wall, which means they're looking at the players' shorts. But for an 11-year-old, as I was then, I was looking at the players' feet. But it was a great place to be. And also across the way, right opposite, was the chicken run, and there is where really bubbles kind of seem to always start from. And I always remember in those days when they used to sing Bubbles, they used to sway to the song of Bubbles. The other things that used to happen in the 60s, there was a character who used to come onto the pitch at half time, and the police never stopped him. It was amazing, really. And everybody called him Monty, because he actually looked like Field Marshal Montgomery. He used to wear like a camouflage jumper, I think. He might have wore a jacket as well. A berry. And he'd march up and down the pitch, and the crowd just loved him, actually. And I always remember we were playing Blackpool one day, and Jimmy Armfield came out, and there's Monty marching up and down, and he's not dead. What the is that? But it was our little Monty, and he was there. So, but that's one of the memories that that you get, just sort of not really related in some ways, but it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for going to West Ham. We never had any really good cup runs. That wasn't until 1963. We ended up playing Liverpool. Then we were told that the coaches were leaving Upton Park at midnight. I still can't get over that, because even in those days, right, there were no motorways, I know, but even so, to go at that time, it seemed ridiculous, and it really was. We got there at 8:30 in the morning. Obviously, a group of young people storming into Liverpool as we did, but there was no nastiness. And it was a great atmosphere again, Liverpool weren't quite the Liverpool that they were to become at that stage. They did beat us 1-0, and it was a really good game to watch. Because what we didn't realise when we'd lost that game, we were obviously all very disappointed that a year later we would be back again, only this time we would go all the way, and we would win the cup. My memory of that particular cup run was Sheffield, and going to Sheffield Wednesday's ground. There were 7 of us in a car. The car broke down. I don't know how they hired another car, but they did. We got there in time for the kick-off. It never stopped raining. We got absolutely saturated, but we loved every minute of it.
65,000 forget the conditions as the great semi-final begins. Manchester in white. Though how long that will last remains to be seen. The Hammers outside left, John Sissons is soon prominent, but it's the Manchester men who make the first real attack.
And then, of course, along came 1966. My friend and I was able to go to the World Cup. We saw most of the games. We saw the first time that the three West Ham players played together, which was against Argentina. The goal that was scored was a West Ham goal. Moore got the ball, he came down, he found Peters on the left, he came down, he centred the ball, and Jeffers, as he did so often, to a Martin Peters cross, came across in front of the goalkeeper and flicked it backwards past him, and that was it. Brilliant. I think I first came to the Black Lion around 1964. I was 18 in 64. I probably came before I was 18, and I was there after I was 18. After that, Black Lion Awareness Association would come into here, and in this particular bar, we'd often come across West Ham footballers. In particular, my memory goes back to Bobby Moore. I certainly met Bobby Moore and talked to Bobby Moore in here. And I met John Charles, who I also met and had a chat with. I'd met Bobby Moore in a couple of places. He was quite a normal guy. There was no airs and graces with Bobby Moore. You were just a supporter. Anybody would be happy to talk to you, you know. I parted once in here with a girlfriend I'd been with for a long time, or rather she parted with me, but that's another story. And then I actually joined a golf society, that is the Black Lion Golf Society, which was founded here. And I still am a member of that golf society. It's been a part of friends. I've come in this pub over the years. I've known it over the years.
European Cup Winners' Cup final. Anderlecht to Belgium 0, West Ham United 0.
The European Cup Winners' Cup.
Cold.
Great atmosphere. We got there, went over on the ferry. Weren't supposed to have any alcohol, but we had an Australian who came with us, who had a suitcase. And in that suitcase just happened to be quite a lot of drink and some food. And when he got off the ferry, the customs officer the other side said, "You've got on the wrong ferry, mate." He went, "No, I ain't. I'm going up the hammers." We went round the back. We didn't look for the obvious places. We kind of went round the back streets, and we found a really nice bar. And so we went into this bar where we consumed a reasonable amount of alcohol during the day. It turned out to be an Anderlecht bar, and the atmosphere was great. Everybody was mixing, and then we all left, all in high spirits, literally, and we then went to the ground. Good game, yeah. It was a good game. They were probably a better team than us, but we played well, good first half, and
Offside not given.
Yeah, it was disappointing.
Van Dijk.
But a good game.
4-2. That is the end of this European Cup Winners' Cup final, with Anderlecht taking the trophy by 4 goals to 2.
Off the bench to help. And that is it! West Ham are through to Wembley again.
And so we got to a final yet again. So we played Arsenal, and we thoroughly deserved that win. And because why it still stands in history, we were the last team from a lower division to win the FA Cup. And that was just celebrated 40 years this May. And I have to say, I had the pleasure of a phone call from Trevor Brooking, and we chatted about the game and about West Ham and about St Francis Hospice as well, where he's a patron and I'm a volunteer.
The fight now to the favourites Arsenal as Devonshire goes past Talbot. The cross there that Jennings couldn't get. Oh, and Cross almost got it in there, and Pearson has! And in fact, it went in off Brooking, I think.
Brooking definitely scored.
It was Brookie who got the touch right in that goal mouth. Well, Trevor Brookie.
And the last season at Upton Park, well, it was quite a special season. At that point, I was a member of the Supporters Advisory Board, so we were involved with arranging lots of or discussing what things should be done on the final day of the season. I think there was one that I had a hand in, which I said we should remember all those supporters who are no longer with us. I feel I played a little part in that last day. And then we arrived at the new stadium. I've always believed in a new stadium. I always believed in a bigger stadium. I always thought we could fill a stadium. I was proved right. You know, we have been able to fill that stadium. I was able to go to watch West Ham when Tottenham had just opened their new stadium. I have a picture. It's one of my favourite pictures. West Ham scored through Mikel Antonio. I have a photograph of me. The look of pure joy on my face is amazing. I can show you. It's what I use as my screensaver. Brilliant, loved it. It was such a great atmosphere and a great feeling. And we'd actually done just what I wanted them to do. The passion for it has never changed. I've been a fan for 63 years. I still have the same passion as I started with. I can't see that passion ever going away, ever fading.